it's absolutely my pleasure.
And thanks for everything you've done to give advice to me and the company over so many years. It's really appreciated. I know that our companies have some things in common, and one of those things is that we believe technology should be put to use to enrich people's lives. Today we've been talking about this fork in the road. So when you think about everything that's possible today, including the applications for generative AI, what are you most excited about?
Yeah, it's been a fascinating, I would say, 14 months, Doug. When I look back at even, say, the 70 plus years of computing history, we've strived to achieve two things, I would say. One is to empower people with technology that's more intuitive, easy to use, natural to use. And second is to put the power in people's hands so that they can make sense of the world, right? So effectively what we've done is increasing levels of digitization of people, places, things, so that we can have more insight and more predictive power. And in both these cases, that intuitive user interface and the reasoning engine, we've had a real breakthrough with this generative AI wave. And you know, it's the first time I got excited was maybe 18 months or so ago when I saw GitHub Copilot as a software developer to be able to go into your editor and suddenly start saying, wow, I can also write code now again. And taking the drudgery, the thing that struck me was taking the drudgery out, bringing the joy back to the craft of software engineering. That was just an unbelievable moment for me personally. And since then, of course, now, when you think about search, you're not searching, you're trying to get something done, right? Your intent being understood, that's empowering.
Search for a solution.
That's right. And now today when I get a Word document or a spreadsheet, because of Copilot, it's like the expert who wrote that document or the expert who created the spreadsheet is right there. So it's more, in fact, right at Comdex in 1990, I was checking this up in my Copilot. Bill Gates first talked about something called information at your fingertips. What we now in 2024 have is expertise at our fingertips. And that's what's exciting for all of us.
I'm going to take advantage of the fact that you're here to get some free consulting advice. You're not charging us for this, I don't think, at the moment. You know our company well. When you think about generative AI or other technologies, what should we be doing to serve customers and associates better than we are?
One of the things, you and I talked about this perhaps last summer, which I was so excited about, because one, the rate of diffusion, right? It's not like we're talking about technology, you're already deploying some of this technology, shaping it with your own sort of additive work that you're doing. But the place where you started, you talked to me, I don't know if you remember this, but you said, hey, we're putting this in the hands of our associates, the associate assistant. That's that's the place. At the end of the day, we all have people who work in our companies, who are trying to accomplish things for our customers, empowering them so that they can go on to achieve big things. I think that's fantastic to see, right? So that's the place where I think real revolution starts. Then the second place is what you just talked about, which is our customers. To be able to use some of this technology to transform, I think, the ultimate customer experience. Why do I shop at Walmart? Is to accomplish my intent, and to be able to understand that intent. And the way you can have that, that I think is a very powerful place. So I think starting with your associates and then scaling to the customers is where I think a lot of this technology can be applied.
I am so excited as it relates to search that we're able to step change improvement and not just see incrementality as we have been seeing. And I hope that those of you that are here and others will go try out this new search capability, because it really is a lot better, and thank you for your help with that. For all of us, everyone that's here and watching, we're business leaders, technology leaders, and we're all facing this question around generative AI in particular. How do we put it to work for societal good? And you can see things that we can't see. You're learning at a very fast pace. As you stand here today, what advice would you give us all as it relates to that question?
Yeah, I think with all new technology, one has to be mindful that you want to be able to amplify the opportunity with it, and then also be very mindful of the unintended consequences of this technology. But when we think about the opportunity, if you take that metaphor I was using of putting expertise at your fingertips, so when I see a rural farmer in India able to use this technology to be able to get those subsidies that they were looking for, where they're not just going and filling out forms, but are able to talk to a natural user interface that essentially does the job for them, right? That's empowerment. When a physician who wants to spend more time with the patient at one of your clinics is able to do so because the AI is transcribing the entire visit, filling out all the EMR data, doing all the billing, all the sort of paperwork is being done by AI so that the doctor can focus on the patient. That's empowering. When a student in any neighborhood now can get personalized tutoring, right? Think about it, 8 billion people on the planet can now have a personalized tutor for any subject, anything that they want to learn. That's empowering. Just this morning, in fact, one of the things we launched today, Doug, was we worked with one of our national labs in the United States to discover new materials that essentially remove 70% of the lithium required for new batteries. And to me, that is just fantastic to create essentially new material science. Because if we think about the planet, the challenge of sustainability of the energy transition, you have to take 250 years of chemistry and compress it into 25 years. And so that's where I think we have, as a society, as a global community of innovators, bringing some of this technology and applying it to the challenges of people and planet is what I think you're doing, we're doing, and I think everyone in the room has the opportunity to be part of.
Well, I want to thank you for your thoughtfulness as it relates to that question and the way that you approach this issue. And for those of you that don't get to talk to Satya as much as I do, I can just tell you that he is being very deliberate and thoughtful, trying to shape things towards empowerment and good, given these new capabilities that can really, literally change the world. Thank you for your time. Please join me in thanking Satya.